Now, this is important to isolate what the left wants here in this country versus some other lessons of the last couple of weeks. And I find this to be very important and fascinating. And I also want to be very clear. This is just a terrible thing that happened in Maine. It's a tragedy. It's happening time and time again. We should bring back insane asylums. There are some people that are so deranged, that are so unbalanced, that the pattern of behavior, whether it be the trans person in Nashville, of which we never saw their manifesto, whether it be what happened in Uvalde or El Paso, as I mentioned, Nashville, Fort Hood, Sandy Hook, it is not popular, but it is necessary to say that you need to have some form of asylums where people are locked up so they're not allowed in decent society. It's an unpopular argument, but it's the way it is. Taken off the streets. It could be done humanely. It could be done properly. But this is one of those people that should have just been taken off the streets. The left in the country wants more gun control. They've always wanted that. And they're going to increase their volume and increase their intensity. But interestingly enough, in Israel, the exact opposite is occurring. In Israel, the Israeli government issued a new executive order / government directive that they want almost every single citizen in Israel to own weapons, that they are deregulating gun control in Israel. So let's take a step back. Israel just experienced the most deadly day for Jews since the Holocaust. 1,300 Jews were savagely murdered, raped, decapitated. And Israel has historically had very, very serious gun control comparable to a European country. Most people could not own handguns. And so the people of Israel are saying, let us take this into our own hands. God forbid if this ever happens again. And so Israel is deregulating gun control because Israel lives in an active war zone. Israel is surrounded by evil. Now you contrast that with what some people in America want. Some people in America want more gun control because they believe the government will keep them safe. An unfortunate and tragic reality is this. There's a lot of evil in the world right now, and that evil is being activated in a variety of different ways. You could call it post-modernity, the insanity of a over-medicated country. You could call it the consequence of not having proven and effective brain health care and mental health care. You could call it a consequence of broken families and a spiritual decline, a godless and secular agenda. Any one of these things is a proper explanation. Evil is basically ubiquitous right now. We have this scumbag psychopath who said, I heard voices, and he previously said he wanted to shoot up a National Guard place. Should have been put in an insane asylum, period. Went for mental health treatment, and now unnecessarily 16 to 17 people are dead. Simultaneously, you have in Vegas the two young men who did a joyride and killed a retired police officer. They're laughing in court. They're laughing. And this is evil that is just so hard to wrap our heads around. I believe, of course, there is a spiritual dynamic to this. So is the answer to take guns away? Is the answer to pass legislation? I was watching MSNBC a little bit, just a little bit, and they couldn't help themselves. They couldn't help themselves but say, we need stricter gun laws. We need stricter gun laws. So is the response then to trust the government to keep us safe? No. The callous but direct truth is this, is that you need to be armed. You need to be prepared to defend yourself and your family.